What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Stephanie. If you're new here, I do videos on faith and lifestyle, and if you haven't already, go ahead and click that subscribe button so you can keep up with everything that's going on here at Chasing Real. Now, if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for tuning in with me. Thank you for rocking with me. Now, if you've already seen from the title, today I'm going to be talking about Jehovah Gibbor, and many of you are probably like, who is Jehovah Gibbor? What is Jehovah Gibbor? If you want to know more about God, if you want to know more about who God is and different parts of him and who Jehovah Gibbor specifically is, stay tuned. So many of us, you know, when we got saved, we knew God as God our Savior. And then as we continue to grow, as we grow from babes and as we mature into Christ, God begins to show us different sides of him. He begins to reveal different parts of him. It's just like you're getting to know somebody. Let's say when you first met your best friend, whether you were little, whether you were grown, whatever, you're meeting this person and you initially have this initial thought of them, you know, based on how you met them. And then as you grow with each other, as you begin to be in relationship, you know, you begin to know different sides of that person. Maybe that person's moody. Maybe that person's always happy. Maybe that person is whatever it is. They have that special, they have different sides of them that make them unique. And that's how it is with God. When we get in relationship with him, when we grow and we begin to know him better, he begins to reveal different parts of who he is to us. And today, or not even just today, within the past, you know, 2020 and even before then, but I'm just now realizing God is trying to teach me himself as Jehovah Gibbor. And you might ask, Jehovah Gibbor, what does Gibbor mean? A lot of us know Jehovah Jireh, you know, our provider, you know, Jehovah Nisi, he reigns in victory, you know, just all of these things that we've learned. But Jehovah Gibbor is not as familiar. But I want to go ahead and show you where I'm pulling this from. And I want to look at Psalm 24 and 8. It says, who is the King of glory? The Lord strong and mighty. The Lord mighty in battle. Man, I just love that. The Lord is mighty in battle. And if you look up mighty, I looked up mighty in my Strong's Concordance, and mighty, you can find it is the Hebrew translation or the Hebrew word found at number 1368 in your concordance. If you're looking up through the Strong's, it says that mighty means Gibbor, that's the original word, and it's powerful, warrior, champion. Y'all, as I was reading that, I'm like, oh my God, God is mighty. He's a warrior. He's a champion. It says, who is the King of glory? The Lord strong and mighty. The Lord strong and powerful. I'm just replacing these words from the original translation. The Lord strong and warrior. Like just think about it. He's a warrior. He's strong and he's a warrior. He's the Lord mighty in battle. I love that. But what I do know is that a lot of us don't know God in that way. A lot of us don't allow God to be mighty in battle for us for various reasons. Now, I want to jump over to Exodus 14 and 14. And it says, the Lord will fight for you. You only need to be still. Now, a lot of us in this season, or even in previous seasons, have been trying to fight battles that do not belong to us. A lot of us have been having the weight of certain situations put on us that should not have been put on us in the first place, because we're taking it on. Basically, we're trying to take God's position as that warrior mighty in that battle. So there are some things that we have to learn that are not for us to fight. Some of these battles, you know, God gives us the tools to work through certain situations, but some of these battles, God said, no. He's saying, Exodus 14 and 14, the Lord will fight for you. You only need to be still. The thing is, when I read that you only need to be still, I think that's the issue with a lot of us, especially me. Now, if I'm not speaking for you, I can speak for myself. I have an issue with being still. You know, I say, oh Lord, I'm going to wait on you. But then when things get a little bit shaky, when things get a little bit rocky, I'm like, okay, God, okay, this is taking too long. Or maybe God is not doing it in the way that I think it should be done. So therefore, I am going to step in. But what God is saying is, I am mighty. This is a spiritual battle. And if we go back to Ephesians 6 and 12, it says what? This is not, you know, against a flesh and blood battle. It's a spiritual battle. You know, it's about principalities, things in high places, evil things. So we can't fight things with our physical hands. So I think that's what a lot of us have been trying to do. Think of strategies. Maybe it's on your job. You know, maybe it's with that, you know, marriage. Maybe it's with your kids. Maybe it's with whatever you're dealing with. You're trying to fight that battle in the physical realm with physical eyes. But God is saying in some of these situations, this battle is not for you. He's saying you need to sit still while I fight for you. So the issue is a lot of us can't sit still. So we need to understand, and we need to begin to know God as the God who fights for us, who is mighty in battle. Now I want to go to 2 Chronicles, and I am going to read a few verses from there. And just to kind of give you a little backdrop, Jehoshaphat was basically told that there was a vast army that was coming up against him and his people, that this army was so huge. And so, you know, Jehoshaphat has him and his people, they go on a fast. You know, they're like, oh my gosh, all these people are coming up against us, this vast army, we're going to go on a fast. And then he takes them out, and they go out and they go, and he begins to speak to God. And then if we pick up in 2 Chronicles chapter 20, and then we'll start at verse 15, this is what the Lord begins to say. As you know, Jehoshaphat has went out, they fasted, you know, they've talked to God. And it says in verse 15, listen, King Jehoshaphat, and all who live in Judah and Jerusalem, this is what the Lord says to you. Do not be afraid or discouraged because of this vast army. He says, for the battle is not yours, it is God's. Oh, I love that, y'all. It says, for the battle is not yours, but God's. It says, tomorrow, march down against them. Like, you getting ready. Like, in Ephesians, it tells us, he gives us, you know, that helmet of salvation. You know, he gives us, you know, that shield of faith. He gives us all of these things. You know, he equips us with these things. But these are, if you look at it, honestly, before we get to the sword, he's just giving us things to protect us. You know, he's giving us that protective gift. He's giving us those things. So let's continue. It says, they will be climbing up by the pass of Ziz, and you will find them at the end of the gorge in the desert of Jeruel. You will not have to fight this battle. So y'all, they getting on their stuff. They putting on their armor. We putting on our helmet of, you know, salvation. We put on our shield of faith. Our shoes, which is the peace that comes from the good news. And so we're putting all of these things on. And then you take your position. It says, take up your positions. Stand firm and see the deliverance the Lord will give you, Judah and Jerusalem. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. Go out to face them tomorrow, and the Lord will be with you. I love that. It says, take your position. Take your position. And in my head, I'm like, take your position for what? Because God is going to fight this battle. Then I begin to go back, and I thought about, it says back in, you know, verse 17, it says, you will not have to fight this battle. Take your positions and stand firm. Now, if you're getting ready to fight somebody, you are probably not going to want to just stand. The only time, you know, when somebody's fighting, the only time you just standing is what? When you probably watching. So that's what God is saying. He says you need to take your position. And you know what your position is? Standing. You know what? Not standing in the way. Because a lot of us do that. We get in, we get ready for battle, and God is saying, hey, I'm going to fight this battle for you. You know, wait on me. I'm going to fight this battle. Let's just imagine it's like a real fight. Let's say somebody challenged you to a fight. You know, this has never happened to me. I'm just coming up with this off the top of my head. Somebody challenged you to a fight, and you know good and well you can't do it, but you agree to it because you know somebody else who can fight it. So you get all your stuff on, you get yourself together, and you get down there, and that person ain't there yet that you know, you waiting on, and you like, this person like, let's go, let's fight. But you like, hold on, wait a minute, because so-and-so is coming. That's like us. It's like, hold on, enemy, devil, you, demon, whatever. Hold on, because I got my armor on, I got my protection on, but my God is coming. So when God shows up, God says, okay, now you need to move out of the way. It says stand, it says take your position, stand firm and see the deliverance. So when it says take your position, when you got somebody else fighting for you, you don't stand in the middle of the two people, because guess what? You're gonna get hit. God is like, I'm mighty in battle. I have never lost a fight. You don't want to stand aside, daughter. Stand aside, son. So our position, we need to get out of the way. Y'all, we need to get out of the middle. So what that means is we need to stop trying to put our hands in things. We need to stop trying to fix situations ourselves. We need to get out of the way, and we need to allow God to fight this battle for us, because he's like, it's going to get messy. It's going to get dirty. It's going to get bad, and I don't need you to get in the way, because if you get in the way, you might get hurt. So that's what happens. We stand in the way and we get hurt from that battle. You have to understand that before it's a physical thing, it's a spiritual thing. God is fighting that spiritual battle. He's always with us, but God is fighting that battle for us. And if we continue to get in the way of him, we're going to get hurt in the crossfire. That's why a lot of us get hurt in certain things. We feel like we're going in cycles. We feel like we can never win. We feel like we're beating a dead horse. That's because we are continually getting in the way of a battle of something that God says, I am going to fight this for you. I need to show you that I am the God that is mighty in battle. You need to stand and take your position, and just in case, just have your armor on, just because stuff might come flying. You know, stuff might be coming here and things might be going there. You need to just have your protective gear on. But I am going to fight this battle for you. Back to Ephesians 6:12, it says the sword. If you notice, it's the sword of the Spirit. It is God's very word. We have to understand that no matter who we're dealing with, no matter what we're dealing with, it don't even have to be another Christian, that God is a God over everything. It don't have to be his child, but it's his creation. And guess what? God can use whatever he pleases on this earth to fight that battle for you. And you know what? When I begin to understand that, I'm like, God, you know what? I need to wait on you. You know, I know that it's not easy to sit and wait, because sometimes you looking crazy. Like, you don't know when he's going to show up. You just know you got to believe that he is. But this is the thing. Our God is always on time, whether we feel like it or not. God is always on time, and I'm so glad that God fights our battle. God is Jehovah Gibbor for us. God is mighty in battle. So today, if you're fighting something and you know good and well you tired, you know, it says, what does that scripture say? Those who wait on the Lord will renew their strength. Their strength will be renewed. Their strength will be renewed. So if we can just wait on God, he will give us the strength to endure until he steps in and fights that battle for us. All we need to do when he arrives, have our armor on, standing on the side, standing in our position, and watch him fight. And you know what? I heard somebody say this. When you're fighting somebody, or when somebody's fighting for you and they win, and guess what? Then you start talking smack. Like, you know what, devil? You know what? I know I'm victorious. I'm this, I'm that, because God is fighting that battle for you. And God will make you confident. He will build that confidence in you, because it's not by might, it's not by our power, but it's by God's Spirit that these things get done. So stop trying to fight this stuff, y'all. Stop trying to fight battles that are never ending, that you know you are not supposed to be fighting, and put that thing in God's hand. Come on, because God is ready to fight for us. When I hear Jehovah Gibbor now, I get excited. When I hear that God wants to teach me who Jehovah Gibbor is, when I felt like in my spirit he was telling me that, I was like, let's go. Let's go, God. Let's go. And it's a scary thing, like I said, because you're waiting on God. God might be doing his strategy might be a little bit different than what you imagine. But God has a plan. He has a perfect plan, and guess what? It will always leave you victorious. You're gonna be the one who comes out victorious in the end. So stop trying to fight those battles. Stop trying to take on that weight, because God can take on the weight of the world. You cannot. And guess what? It has no effect on him. None at all. He is still just all powerful, all knowing, all everywhere. He is all of those things. None of this stuff affects him. He is on the level all by himself. Like the scripture says, if God be for you, who can be against you? Who? Like, who? That's every time I feel like I take my eyes off Jesus and I'm looking at the enemy and he's trying to intimidate me, that just comes back to me. Who can stand against my Lord? Nobody. Nobody. My God created everything in this universe, everything in it. And he has influence over every single thing, dark and light. Because as you see in the scripture, even the demons tremble at my Lord's name. They tremble. They tremble. Now, one thing I do want to warn you of. Now, you got to have that intimate, personal relationship when you're calling on God like this. Because if you don't know the story of the sons of Gibbor, go ahead and look that up. Go ahead and read it. Because these people were basically saying, you know, coming up against these things in the name of Jesus. But they were saying in the name of Paul's, you know, God, or Paul's, you know, whoever. And basically those demons whooped their tail. They whooped them. Because these people did not have, they didn't know, they just were saying the name of Jesus. But when you have the intimate and that personal name of Jesus on your lips, God is going to rescue you. It says that God is a strong tower. He said that his name is a strong tower. We can run to him. Oh my gosh. Like, that makes me so excited to know that the one who fights for me, my father, my dad, he is one who's never lost a battle. He is one who is ready to fight for me. I mean, he ain't even got to get ready. So, I mean, I could go on and on, you guys, but that is who Jehovah Gibbor is at his essence. God is mighty in battle. He wants to fight those battles for you, those battles, those spiritual things. Let him take control. Let him have his way, because you are going to be victorious in the end. All right, thank you guys for tuning into this video. I hope that you learned something. I hope that you got something, and I hope that you let God fight those battles, most importantly. I'll see y'all next time. Bye.